Chapter 1 The Stirring Storm. In the time before time, when the world was but a whisper of the creation yet to come, there existed a pantheon of deities as vast and varied as the stars in the night sky. Among them was Seth, the Egyptian god of chaos, storms, and war. His form was as enigmatic as his domain, a creature with the powerful body of a canine, a curved snout, and ears that stood tall and alert, ever ready to catch the murmurs of discord that pleased him so. Seth's realm was the tempestuous desert, where the sands shifted as if alive, and the winds howled with the voices of ancient spirits. His presence was felt in every sandstorm, every clash of armies, and every unexpected turn of fate. He was both revered and feared, a deity whose favor could bring power, and whose wrath could spell doom. As the first chapter of our tale unfolds, the world finds itself in a precarious balance. The Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, flows steadily, and the people rejoice in the bounty it provides. Pharaohs rise and fall, leaving legacies etched in stone, while priests and priestesses utter prayers to maintain harmony among the gods. But beneath this veneer of order, a stirring begins, a subtle shift in the winds, a restlessness in the earth, and a disquiet that whispers through the temples and marketplaces. Seth, from his throne of shifting sands, feels the change. His eyes, the color of a storm-laden sky, reflect a growing desire to test the strength of this so-called order. One night, as the moon rides high and veils itself behind scudding clouds, Seth stands atop the highest dune, his silhouette a dark sentinel against the silvered landscape. He raises his snout to the heavens, and a low, rumbling growl escapes him, a sound that vibrates through the desert and reaches into the hearts of men and beasts alike. The god of chaos is restless, and with his restlessness comes the stirrings of a storm unlike any other. It is a storm that promises to shake the foundations of Egypt, to challenge the might of its gods, and to test the resolve of its people. For Seth knows that true power lies not in the calm but in the chaos, not in the absence of conflict but in its fiery crucible. And so, with a howl that merges with the rising wind, Seth summons the elements to his side. The skies darken as clouds gather, an army of shadows ready to march at his command. The air crackles with anticipation, and the first drops of rain, sharp as shards of obsidian, begin to fall. The stirring storm has begun, and with it, a tale of power, intrigue, and the eternal dance of order and chaos. What fate awaits the land of Egypt and its denizens, mortal and divine, as Seth's will is unleashed upon the world? Only the gods can say, and they are not known for their mercy. Chapter 2 The Clash of Divinity. As the first droplets of Seth's summoned storm kissed the earth, the denizens of Egypt felt a shiver of foreboding. The Nile, which had flowed with rhythmic certainty, began to churn with an uneasy vigor. The people looked to the skies, sensing the hand of the god of chaos at work, and their hearts filled with trepidation. In the celestial realm, the other gods took notice. Isis, the goddess of magic and motherhood, with her keen insight, was the first to perceive the depth of Seth's brewing tempest. She called upon her husband, Osiris, lord of the afterlife, and their son, Horus, the sky god, to counsel. Together, they convened a gathering of deities to address the impending upheaval. The gods assembled in the Heliopolitan Hall, a place where the boundaries between the mortal world and the divine were thin. Ra, the sun god and king of the gods, sat upon his throne of radiance, his countenance grave. The air was thick with divine power, each god and goddess brimming with concern and determination. Seth's storm threatens to unravel the tapestry of order we have so meticulously woven, Isis spoke, her voice a melody of both beauty and strength. We must act, lest the world of man and the balance of nature succumb to his chaos. Ra, with eyes that burned like twin suns, nodded. Seth's nature is to challenge, to disrupt, but this storm bears the mark of a deeper intent. We must understand his aim before we can quell the tempest and restore harmony. Nath, the goddess of war and hunting, rose, her armor clinking softly. Let us not forget that Seth is also one of us, a god of this pantheon. Perhaps there is reason in his rage, a purpose to his pandemonium. We must engage him, not as enemies, but as kin seeking understanding. The gods murmured in agreement, for they knew the wisdom in Nath's words. Conflict among the divine could have catastrophic consequences, and diplomacy was always the preferred path before the clash of power. Horus, whose eyes held the sun and moon, spoke with a voice that resonated with the authority of the heavens. I will confront Seth. As the defender of the cosmic order, and the one who has contended with him before, it is my duty to face him once more. The gods consented, and Horus, with the blessings of his fellow deities, took flight. His wings spanned the sky, casting shadows over the land as he soared toward the heart of the storm, where Seth awaited. Upon the highest dune, Seth stood, his form a beacon of tumultuous energy. The winds whipped around him, a cyclone of his own making, as he watched Horus approach. A sneer curled his snout, but his eyes betrayed a glint of respect for his nephew. Horus, bearer of the horizon, you come to parley or to battle? Seth's voice boomed over the roar of the elements. To seek understanding, uncle, Horus replied, his stance firm. Why do you unleash such fury upon the world? What is it that you hope to achieve? Seth's laughter was like thunder, rolling across the dunes. I seek to remind them all, gods and mortals, that order is but an illusion, a fleeting dream in the face of eternity. They have grown complacent, and in their complacency, they have forgotten the strength that lies in chaos, the potential for rebirth. Horus listened, his expression unchanging. Chaos may indeed be a crucible for change, but left unchecked, it will consume all. There must be balance, Seth, you know this. The two gods stood, the embodiment of order and chaos, their wills clashing like the storm around them. The fate of Egypt hung in the balance, the outcome of their divine confrontation uncertain. Would Seth's storm be quelled, or would it engulf the world in unending turmoil? The Clash of Divinity had begun, and from its resolution would rise a new chapter in the saga of gods and men. In the heart of the storm, where the fury of Seth clashed with the resolve of Horus, a dance as old as time itself played out beneath the roiling skies. The desert sands, witnesses to this eternal struggle, swirled and surged with each assertion of divine will. Yet, amidst the chaos, a profound truth began to emerge, whispered by the wind and echoed in the thunder, that chaos and order are but two halves of a greater whole. Seth, with his tempest's might, and Horus, with his unyielding gaze, found themselves locked not in battle, but in a profound discourse. Each forceful gust, each lightning strike, was a word, a sentence, a testament to their intrinsic connection. For in the heart of chaos there lies a seed of order, and within the strictest order, the potential for chaos to bloom. As the heavens themselves watched, a transformation unfolded. The storm, once a harbinger of destruction, became a canvas for creation. Rainfall, fierce at first, softened to a nurturing drizzle, coaxing life from the arid earth. Where once there was only the barrenness of conflict, now sprouted the green shoots of potential. In this moment of transcendent clarity, Seth saw his own reflection in the mirror of Horus's intent. He understood that his chaos was not an end, but a beginning, a necessary upheaval to inspire growth and renewal. And Horus, in turn, recognized the vitality that Seth's storms brought to the static world. Thus, from the heart of discord, harmony was born, a symphony of sand and sky, of destruction and rebirth. Egypt, cradled by the Nile, flourished anew, its people emboldened by the knowledge that from the greatest of tumults comes the sweetest of harmonies. And so, the gods, in their infinite wisdom, embraced the harmony of discord, an eternal testament to the balance that sustains the universe.